it's all about the medicine of frequency and energy. And even Nikola Tesla said, the secrets are in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And I'm going to just go through this really quickly, but, in our modern time, and I say modern time, because this likely has been around for a lot longer, we have just lost this knowledge, I would say, given what they have, what the current thought is about our more extended human history. So it was attributed to James Clerk Maxwell. It was really Nikola Tesla that kind of showed the existence of the scalar energy and showed it could be harnessed without any wires or cables. So he's called the father of electromagnetics or scalar radiant energy. And so you can see that this is endless possibilities, this free energy that we talk about. But in the medical field, there has been researchers that showed improved endocrine immune functions and white blood cells, which are immune cells. This is just an illustration of the Tesla waves. But just basic physics, I will take a little longer because this is really helpful. So these are longitudinal as opposed to electromagnetic fields, which are more what we call transverse waves. And so I like this analogy where, let's say if you dropped a pebble in a pond, you can think of the transverse waves as the ripples on the surface that you see here. But the longitudinal waves are actually what's happening below the surface. And what's really cool about these longitudinal is that they're omnidirectional. And they're fast. They're faster than the speed of light. And this is part of what the EES energy is about, is the scalar technology. And that's why, these scalar waves transverse for long distances. It's said the EES will go out 2.2 miles, though the main effect is within the room with the biophotons and the color dynamic therapy as well. So again, these there's a unique property in the EES in that they are precisely aligned in our system. And so there is a collision of the frequencies from the opposite pairs of the screens, and there's a implosion effect, and this creates this stationary and static field that is actually free of detrimental effects. So a normal computer and also laptops and even our phones create electromagnetic frequencies that can be detrimental, or you may have heard about EMF. However, there has been instruments and there are no EMF effects, and actually can help, as you'll see in one of the testimonials, when people are suffering from EMF syndrome. So again, this, medically speaking, can break molecular bonds of fungi and bacteria, and it can neutralize the harmful man-made electromagnetic frequencies and radiations. And then the other thing is that, we are actually beings of energy. If you go down to not only, of course, cellular and DNA level, but to the atomic level. And the DNA produces biophotons, and so do the screens. And actually the color codes that you see in the screen actually mimic DNA patterns. And one thing that I realized recently, and I confirmed this with Dr. Sandra Rose Michael, she's always said the 24 units, which we have in our center, is ideal because of the geometry for DNA and cellular repair. Well, it turns out that even though in kind of most of mainstream science, we're taught that there's 23 pairs of chromosomes, it's said that there is a 24th quantum chromosome that is just not seen with current scientific testing. And that's why there's 24 units that are optimal. And it's said that we actually have, let's say, from the conventional standpoint, let's say 1% of our DNA working and the rest is junk, quote unquote. Well, it's not really junk. It's actually genes that are waiting to be expressed, and that our innate potential is much more than we're led to believe. And this is why, yes, some people naturally can have a lot of intuition or seemingly psychic abilities to, there's people who've demonstrated, even in scientific experiments, the ability to do telekinesis, move objects, or it's said that, telepathy is actually a natural skill we should all have. And I mentioned this before, but Dr. Sandra Rose Michael says that she levitated within an EES session. So again, these are some potentials that are waiting to be uncovered. So that's the exciting thing about being in the EES, is that it can bring out some of that. So this is just a picture of the photonic activity recorded in this young man, and that we can affect each other's energy. And so part of this work is being mindful about your own energy, what you can clear, because you can contribute to the collective energy. Now, for the energy enhancement system, we talked about lots of things that there's evidence of cell regeneration, though what our project will be doing is showing more direct evidence that can be presented. And that's why I'm so excited, and Dr. Sandra Rose Michael is so excited we're going to be launching the study. And part of the process, as you know, is just decreasing certain things. Detoxifying the body is very important, but it can provide pain from relief. It can elevate mood and immune function. It can balance the left and right hemispheres of the brain for improved cognitive processing. And so lots of benefits that have been seen, just relaxation and just rejuvenation. And a lot of our members have noticed that they have more connection to God. They have spiritual experiences, and they can just reach higher states of their own transcendence, their own consciousness, and other peak performance from cognition. So this can be helpful from children to people in their work or profession, or even in sports, because of just being able to get more alignment between the mind, body, and spirit in a way that can support somebody's growth. So I'm just going to skip, just hit the highlights. So it's used in many fields. It's this fifth dimensional, non-linear, non-Hertzian field, and it does not decay over time. That's why materials such as the medallion I'm wearing can create a 5-foot toroidal field. And Dr. Sandra Rose Michael is typically wearing at least two medallions, and she recommends also wearing these hypercharged bracelets. And by wearing that, you actually improve the circulation in your body. So I pretty much wear my medallion most of the day. I might take it out for showering, but otherwise wear it all the time. And it has been shown that it can increase the cellular charge, and the optimal health for us is when our cellular charge is between 70 to 90 millivolts, and we're not well, it can actually drop down. So this is one of the ways that has been shown to be helpful. And I'm going to just hit some of the highlights. Again, this has been known in very many ancient cultures and philosophies about subtle energetic bodies. As many of you know, this is known from, let's say, acupuncture to Tai Chi, and in other wisdom around the world. And then more modern times, Dr. William Tiller, who was an engineer at Stanford, really felt that part of what would be very important for overall health was treating the energy field. And so this is really what connects with what Albert Einstein said about the future of medicine was the future of frequencies to what we're seeing now. and what the EES is all about. And this is a technology that was developed by another quantum physicist, Dr. Konstantin Kuratov, and he has an instrument called the BioWell that measures the energetic field. And so this is a before and after of somebody who was an EES, somebody who was feverish, tired, had a headache, and just an hour later had more energy, the headache was gone, and she felt more balanced, more motivated, inspired. So these effects may not take very long to see. And we were just talking about just our environment and including electromagnetic pollution, but this is her documentation that this was not happening with the energy enhancement system. And then I'm just going to show this. Many of you might be aware, normally when we're just awake and active, we might be in beta state. Alpha is when we're relaxed. Theta is when we are in kind of a light dream state, maybe half awake, half asleep. And this is a lot of children in the first 7 years, they are in this theta range. And when you're deep sleep, you're in delta. So the healing happens when you're in theta and delta. And the other thing is that in gamma, this is when people are very experienced meditators. They can get into this state of heightened perception, and it really improves cognitive processing. And I wanted to show that because from the evidence that EES has presented, it changes the EEG, or the electrical activity of your brain waves, and it will diminish certain things such as beta and increase alpha, for example. And these are other things. So this is an actigraph that acupuncturists will use. So before and after EES, you can see that the energetic field is improved. This is thermography. This person had a lot of inflammation. It was decreased. This is just food particle that was before it was charged and after it was charged. This is live blood microscopy that shows that these are sickle cells. And so this is a genetic abnormality, and they have trouble carrying oxygen, and they actually were normal looking. So this is tremendous to see. This is a program that looks at the chakra energy and was more balanced after EES. Oh, Glenda had a question, if you can wear the necklace in the shower. Yes, you can. You can. So you can make a choice if you want to do that. This is just another thing showing blood work, and that he found that after the EES, there was an increase in the toxins in the blood immediately, and the blood was more fluid. And this is why it's so important for people to be aware that they have to do a detox bath, or if they don't have a bathtub, foot soak or shower scrub. We also have a hypercharged infrared sauna that you can do a 20-minute detox, and has other benefits such as improved circulation, boosting immune cells, helping with weight loss. So again, there's different ways. There are case studies showing that it can, like there's a doctor that showed there was a doctor cured blindness to somebody who recovered from paralysis of the legs. So an improved surgical healing. So it's, and again, this is why this is validating. There's been some very intriguing case studies, but the type of our study is a prospective study of a group of people, and we're going to be able to kind of share more information to the world from any findings that we find. Now, these are testimonials. I'm going to go through these quickly.